Welcome to the Body Project Podcast. I'm your host, Catherine Tanaka, a fitness expert and mindset coach, and the host and producer of this podcast, the Body Project Podcast. I help busy working women look and feel their best so they can live their most confident lives. In this podcast, we'll explore how physical and mindset practices can support you in becoming your most confident version of yourself. I believe that we can have it all. We can have our cake and eat it too. My hope is that this conversation shows you how simple habits can help you feel incredible and guide us to personal self-mastery. Join me as we explore how to live and feel our best in this lifetime, because this isn't a dress rehearsal. Welcome to today's conversation. I wanted to do a short podcast episode on transformation. As you know, I am running a 6-day retreat in beautiful Costa Rica where we are going to dive deep into transformation, specifically around fitness and mindset. For those of you that don't know, I run a 100-day fit mind and body transformation program where we really dive deep into the fundamentals of how to get fitter and lose body fat, specifically for women in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s that are just really busy, that really are able to boss it in so many areas of their life. However, they feel really stuck in their confidence or being able to shine their brightest in their confidence of how they show up in the world physically, even though this is not a requirement. All bodies are beautiful in all shapes and sizes. What I find with women is that there is this desire to feel confident, and confidence isn't just because of the way that we look. Confidence is also a mindset, a heart set, how we carry our energy and how we carry our thoughts and our patterns and our mindset through our day. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about transformation and really highlight some of the things that I'm going to be leading my women through on the 6-day retreat. I have been running retreats for a couple of years now since COVID, only 2 one-day in-person retreats. But this was a really beautiful opportunity to support women where they are, to shift to where they are going. And, I've done many, many workshops and, multiple programs that, even though they are not a condensed retreat, we really touch on the facets of mindset and physicality on how do we transform how we are. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what those things are. And before we dive too deep into the 3 things that I want to cover today, I want to share this. Busy women that I've had the beautiful opportunity to support for the last 10 years in transforming their body, actually longer. I've been a trainer for over 2 decades now. And so I've had the opportunity to do this on so many facets since becoming a trainer way back in 1999. But specifically over the last decade where I've been running this program, the 100-day Fit Mind and Body, I've had the opportunity to go deeper with my women, to go deeper with these ladies into what keeps them stuck. Right? We all know that we can move more. We all know that we can improve our nutrition and how we nourish our bodies and looking at the facets of nutrition science. But one of the biggest things that keeps people stuck is not so much knowing the information and how to actually work out effectively and, understand macros and feed themselves well. What keeps people stuck is the mindset. And so this is why in my programs, I focus so heavily on what are the emotions that keep you stuck? Why do you keep self-sabotaging? Why, what are the limiting beliefs that don't allow you to keep on the trajectory of how you want to feel, how you want to be, this version of yourself that you desire? And one of the things that allows you to kind of step into that new frame of mind is retreats, right? It's kind of like going into a program like the 100-day or the 21-day Kickstart and putting it in hyperdrive, putting it in beast mode almost, right? It's like, I'm a car girl. My father was a mechanic his whole life and ran the service department at Toyota here in Toronto. And so cars have always been a thing for me, kind of like a supercharged car or a turbo boost in a car or having nitro in a car that allows you to accelerate at a greater rate, right? If you have a high performance vehicle, you're able to push it a certain way. But if you have a vehicle that then has a turbo boost, that then has nitrous oxide that, gives that extra spark, now you're in a next level iteration of that car potential. That's kind of like a retreat, right? What you get in the 100 days and what you can do in a week of a retreat from a mindset perspective is just this hyper route of getting there, because it allows you to take the time and space to completely shift how you show up for yourself. Right. And so that's really why I wanted to start doing those retreats. I'm doing one in November 2023, where I'm bringing 15 women away to Costa Rica. And then I'm doing one in April in Canada, in Ontario, at this beautiful holistic retreat center. And it gives us the opportunity to just dive deeper and really allow you to step into possibility and transformation. Okay. So let's talk about the three things that really allow you to shift how you show up and why, like the three facets of transformation. Transformation begins with commitment and discipline. And this, I believe, goes for everything in terms of transformation, whether you're transforming from one job to another, transforming your business to up level your business, transforming your relationships to up level your relationships. And this could be, in a current relationship, or transforming who you are so that your next relationship shows up well, right? Whether that's separation, divorce, a breakup, transforming how you are as a parent, right? Really being committed to parenting the best that you can, right? For those of you that are moms like me, right? It takes dedication, it takes a discipline, it takes a commitment, right? This deep commitment to yourselves and that future version of yourself, right? I talk about this a lot in my 100-day mind and body. We really look at more than just the why. What is that version of yourself? Who is that future person that is looking to break out of this version that you are now, right? And it requires a mindset shift to prioritize your well-being and making non-negotiables in your life, right? This is also something I talk a lot about, right? How do you make yourself a priority as a busy woman who, may have a career, may have children, may have a lot of obligations on your plate? How do you put yourself first? Make yourself a priority, not to say that it takes away from others, but when you can prioritize yourself and then create non-negotiables of what does that future version of yourself look like? What does she do? How does she act? How does she show up? How does she hold her commitments? And then start having non-negotiables around that. That's when things completely shift. And the discipline is that dedication to yourself in the process and showing up consistently. Part of consistency in the mindset shift isn't so much about the things that we do. It's more about how can we show up in face of the excuses, in face of the reasons, right? It may not even feel like excuses. The reasons why you can't do that today, the reasons why that comes first, the reasons why, what our boss has requested, what our kids want to do, what our partners have requested come before us. This is this discipline of saying, I will get to you. I will get to all those things, excuses, reasons, challenges. I will get to that. And I need to take care of myself first. If you can embrace that mindset of you come first and there are non-negotiables that are required, you will be on this trajectory of transforming. And this is why the effort of coming to a retreat makes so much sense, because it is uncomfortable. It is coming out of your comfort zone. It is showing up in a way that feels really intimidating. And this is why I actually use movement, because movement from a nervous system standpoint is quite grounding. It gives you the opportunity to say, okay, I'm here. And movement feels good, even when it's hard. And, this retreat is designed to be able to support everyone that comes. So if there are I have some clients coming that are quite advanced in their fitness, and I have some clients that are coming that are just new on their journey. And this is going to be catered to support all of that. But what we know for certain is that movement is magical. Movement allows you to get out of your body, get unstuck, and get focused, and in that trajectory of transformation, right? So the second thing that is really required for transformation is the time and the space and the desire to really pour into yourself. I was on a live a couple of weeks ago with a friend of mine who is the founder of the Passion Center, talking about resistance. And we were talking about self-care, and we were talking about how women often see self-care as selfish. And I'm here to remind you again that it is not selfish. Taking care of yourself, even if it is just to be able to get out of bed, to be able to give yourself a shower, to be able to just get dressed to go to the office, is so vitally important, because it reminds our nervous system that we are worth the effort, right? And when you keep pouring into that cup of you are worthy, you are enough, you are worth it, you deserve this, you are deserving of all of this, then it allows you to completely start shifting. Right? So transformation requires the time and the space and the self pouring into. This is about carving out the dedicated time, whether it is the 20 minutes of workout, whether it is the 20 minutes of grocery shopping, whether it is the 20 minutes of meal prepping, or whether it is taking the time to say yes to yourself, to step away with us in Costa Rica, for example, so that you can get a moment for you, for healing, for health. And I really believe that it's crucial to take the time and the space, that taking the space allows you to focus on your physical and mental well-being, your mental health, what you require, what you need. Frankly, when I start these transformation programs or the first day of a retreat, really is a dive into, like, what do I need in this moment? Often women especially don't take the moment to ask, what do I need in all of this? What do I need today? What do I need this morning to feel like I can be put together so I can support my kids, my family, my clients, my partner, my job, my boss, whatever it is. And so asking this question, taking the time, is super, super important. And then prioritizing the self, such as exercising, those non-negotiables we just spoke about, healthy eating, mindful practices, breathing, just pausing and being introspective really allows for you to get curious, right? What do I need on my transformation journey? Because part of transformation for certain is stripping away the layers of who you are now, inviting in the vision and the wisdom of who you are wanting to become. And it's only then that you allow the time and space and you keep shedding away these layers and excuses and reasons that you can actually notice, like, oh, this is what I actually need. This is that version of that self, that future self. This is what she needs to be able to show up. So I want you to think about that. How are you creating the time and space for yourself? How are you touching base with yourself and asking the question, what do I actually need? Here's the third thing that I want you to think about when it comes to transformation. And especially if you've been on a route of wanting to transform, whether it's fitness and fat loss, whether it's your confidence, whether it's your mindset around what's possible for yourself, whether it's your mindset around self-care, your mindset around your job, your mindset around feeling stuck in your job, your mindset around feeling stuck in a friendship or relationship. This is one of the biggest pieces that I think is really fundamentally needed when we're looking to make this shift. Support and accountability. I know you're going to be like, oh, Catherine, of course, as a coach, you're going to talk about support and coaching and accountability. But what I have for sure seen through and through when people are looking to make a shift, and, even Kira Day speaks about this, the founder of the Passion Center, when people are looking to transition from a career to a new career or take on a passion project, it takes something. It takes consistent support, because what we know is that we are human beings, right? And we often fall back into patterns, old conditioned beliefs, old conditioned things that we do that keep us in this, what I like to call safe zone, the zone that we're already in, that the zone of maintenance of what we're doing, the zone of like, it's comfortable, it's fine, it's okay, I'm fine like this, it's all right. What I am committed to, I know for my life, is living an extraordinary life. And this isn't like this like airy fairy dreamy weemy life. This is really feeling incredible, being incredible, feeling like I'm on this path, this progressive improvement of like a little better every single day, and not from a place of not good enough. Please hear that clearly because I speak about this often. Not from a place of not good enough, but from a place of like a little better, a little more, please. Yes, please. I'm more excited. How can I tap into more joy? How can I tap into a better version of myself, the highest version of myself? A little more, a little better. This requires something, right? I currently have a fitness coach, a business coach looking to up level. I'm in a business mastermind, a spiritual mastermind looking to up level, right? That support doesn't always have to come in the form of a coach. A coach allows you to expedite from point A to point B much quicker. But this is really inviting the question of like, what support do I need? Is it sharing with people what I require? Is it sharing with people what I need in my business, in my life to shift this trajectory? Oftentimes, especially women, we think that we don't want to make a big deal. We don't want to shine too much light. We don't want to talk too much about us and what we need. But in fact, that's exactly what we need. And that's why a coach is often a safe option, right? It is this energetic transition of saying, this is my goal. This is what I want. This is what I desire. You need to hold me to that standard. And that coach's job is actually support you in holding you to that esteemed self that you desire yourself to be, and to bring in the accountability. Surrounding yourself with these support systems are vital to transformation. Seeking out the accountability models that will hold you to this version of yourself that you desire accelerates your progress because it asks you the question. So here is the pathway. This is the blueprint, right? This is the blueprint that I give my clients, the exact step by step of getting there. And if you show up, if you actually do the work, if you actually do the 2 to 3 workouts, 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 workouts a week, if you actually do the meal prep, if you actually eat the meals, if you actually do the mindset work, if you actually slow things down, if you actually get tuned in to what you need, if you actually get presence to the excuses, if you actually look at all the action steps that happen, if you actually look at how you keep playing small, if you look at how you keep self-sabotaging, if you look at the limiting beliefs, if you look at how you fall back into old conditioned patterns, and if you actually show up for yourself with those non-negotiables every single day, even if it's a little bit more today than it was yesterday, even if it's just a minute more of a workout than it was yesterday, even if it's just one step closer to your goal than it was yesterday, that is how transformation catapults. That is how the accountability holds you to that standard of showing up for yourself in a way that allows for transformation, literally being unrecognizable to the version of your stuck self, right? That's how it happens. And so, in planning for this episode, I really wanted to share these facets because we often feel like transformation is elusive. Oh, that's for them. They must be lucky. They have something I don't. Transformation is reserved for those that are whatever, fill in the blanks. And I wanted to break it down in these simple progressive steps because this is what I do for my clients. And I want you to be able to have access to that and say, okay, if I can get clear on my commitments and my goals, and then the disciplines that are required around that, I too can have transformation because you can. If I can learn to create a little bit of time and space so that I can show up for myself every single day in a little bit of a different way from I did yesterday. And if I can start tuning into becoming aware of what I need, myself, that self-care, that selfishness. I don't like the word selfishness, but you know what I mean. That self-support, then transformation is also available for me. And then if you can look at how can I support myself through this? How can I get accountability? Does it look like a coach? Does it look like a program? Does it look like stepping away from my life so that I can recalibrate into what I desire, into what I need, into recalibrating into like remembering that I am enough, that I'm deserving, that I'm all the things? Then it allows you to really step into transforming yourself, right? And giving yourself the accountability and the bandwidth so that actually can take place. I'm always so grateful for you to show up on these calls, on these, these podcasts. And if this supports you, please share it with somebody that it might support. And if you're kind of thinking like, oh my God, I would love to step away to Costa Rica to actually support myself. That's exactly what I need. Click the link, message me. Let's have a call about it even, right? Let's have a call of how this can support you. I'm so grateful. Please share this with somebody. You can always rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. It always supports this conversation so it gets out to as many people as possible. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.